This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, November 4th. I'm Tori here with my brothers Al and Jeff, and Lindsay joins us from home. Lindsay, how you doing?
Is.
Hey, guys.
I love her smile, don't you?
It's a weird day already.
It already is weird. All right, we have some big election news to kick things off. One candidate has conceded.
Me?
No. Kanye West threw in the towel on his presidential run. He got around 60,000 votes in 12 states. Good effort. He's now setting his sights on 2024.
I got to tell you, you had me for. I was at the edge of my seat for a good second or two.
That's called acting. But what we don't know is how his wife Kim Kardashian voted. We do know that she cast a ballot, but did she vote her husband?
She better have.
Al, what do you think?
Jeff, look, hey man, I can feel the look, Jeff. But you were at that courthouse with Jordan. They said through sickness or health, or if your husband makes a crazy run at the White House, you gotta support him. Do you agree?
Yes, 100%.
Cool.
Because if the shoe was in the other foot and I didn't support my wife or your husband didn't support you, doghouse.
All right, now we heard from the dudes.
Completely.
Are you guys? It seems like the women are. You guys different.
I disagree completely.
If your husband ran for president, you would vote for someone else?
No, but my husband's not Kanye West. I think Kim Kardashian has more sense.
No. I'm just saying your husband, supporting your husband.
I think it goes by case basis. Kanye West is a little bit of an outlier.
If your husband was running for president.
No, not necessarily. If his policies were Kanye West and he doesn't have
policies?
any, then no. Right.
That's your dude.
Who cares? He ran for the birthday party. That makes no sense.
Wow.
Lindsay?
I mean, I think given that it's Kanye West, it's kind of ridiculous. But she also, who knows who she voted for? I mean, she had ties to President Trump with all her prison reform. She had ties to Biden, I'm assuming, because of her conversations with the Democratic Party and people like Van Jones. So I do not know who she voted for. Yeah. But I know that household is not going to be settled if she didn't vote for her man, or at least tell him that she voted for him.
Lindsay, I need an answer. You voting for Colin, yes or no, if he's running for president?
100% yes. We riding a diet all day.
That's a good one right there.
Now to what everyone actually wants to know. Who won last night's presidential race? I know y'all are thinking about it. Well, as of the time of our taping, the race is too close to call. There are still a lot of votes that need to be counted, and it's all coming down to those key swing states we talked about, some of which may actually take days to finish counting. Either way, the election saw a record turnout. 160 million Americans voted, according to the U.S. Elections Project. That's the highest turnout since the 1900 election. William McKinley won that one. Also was shot, McKinley, if you didn't know. So DBL Nation, with much hanging in the balance, we want to know your opinion. Who do you think will end up winning? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. It's at the bottom of your screen. We're going to keep it up. Jeff, you were right. We don't know. We didn't know.
Oh,
you were right.
It doesn't feel as good unless I deliver that news.
Go ahead.
She took some of your thunder, man.
Yeah. I was wrong. I thought we would know.
6 months we do Lori Loughlin stories, and every single morning in the meeting, by the way, they're like, you got to make sure you get Jeff's take because he was wrong about Lori Loughlin going to jail. Not once were we talking about the polls this morning, and everyone else was wrong. No credit for Jeff in the morning meeting, may I say. Now I feel a little better.
Feel better?
Yeah, dude, you can tell it's been bubbling.
I'm going to put this on the table. I'm not going to gloat or anything, even though if you turn back to yesterday, I was
okay.
No, I'm not going to gloat. I do want to talk about the polls seriously here, though, because everyone did say, you guys did say, you have to trust the polls. They're a lot different. We have a lot more sophisticated, whatever it is, to figure out who is. It was a lot closer. We still don't know what's happening right now, but it was a lot closer than people anticipated.
I will go with you, and I want to ask Lindsay and Al this. I was surprised. I was surprised at how close it was. You're absolutely right. The polls had me thinking one thing, and I got kind of duped again. Now, remember, we have 1 million votes in, let's say, certain places that haven't even been counted, so we have to go in. But at the same time, Al, were you somewhat surprised at how close the country came?
I was surprised, again, just because, Jeff, like you said, I thought the polls have a margin for error, but the margin that they were showing was so much, I thought that would incorporate even 2 or 3 margins of error. So I think I'm now hashtag Team Jeff with the polls.
Wow.
I think I am, because this is 2 elections in a row. The first one with Clinton, whatever, it was close, it fell within the margins. And you can even say as a pollster, I'm pretty proud of that because I was close enough to be in the margin of error. These were look like landslides, like historical landslides almost. And the fact that they were this wrong just tells us that the polls might be there just to reference, but I don't think we can rely on them anymore.
And just when I thought me and Al couldn't share any more love for each other, He brings it again.
All right,
he
enough
brings
with the
it
bromance.
again, Al.
Lindsay,
You raised the bar.
Let's get to you. What do you think? Were you surprised, or did you know this going in that it's just going to be a waiting game from now on?
No, I thought it was going to be a tight race, and I am actually let down the most by the polls, the fact that they were so incorrect once again. I think that they didn't take into account that President Trump overperformed in places like Michigan and Wisconsin, and they were basing it maybe off of his 2016 campaign. But even in Florida, he had a turnout that used to be a purple state. It's completely red. And so I think that we didn't look into it, or everybody didn't look into who studied these polls, exactly what was going to happen. And once again, it's like not being surprised this time, though, because there's no landslide. I know Joe Biden was many points ahead of Hillary Clinton, but still, we don't have a lot of votes counted. We're waiting for Pennsylvania and other states, but I really do think that the polls were way off.
Can I just sneak in one thing here? Because I think the media does have a lot to do with this.
True.
Because I've said it a lot on this show. If you're voting for Trump, you're going to get criticized. You're going to get criticized on your social media from your family, friends. It could break up relationships. I mean, it's serious. But if you choose Biden, and I'm just being general here, you don't get that kind of blowback. And I think that's part of the media's fault.
Yeah, or maybe,
and that's why these polls aren't accurate.
Or maybe the candidate's fault because of how polarizing they are. I mean, I think that comes down to the candidate.
Absolutely, but you took it to another place.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and
I agree with you there. But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, I do hear what you're saying. That the media does cast it very left wing. I do hear that. I do see that.
Not the media, everyone. Social media, the media in general.
I want to disagree with you guys. I think that I think that people thought that a lot of people were going to vote this election based on morality. So when we talk about single issue voters and why some people, whether it's fiscal responsibility or abortion rights and things like that, voted for President Trump, you have other people that thought that maybe if you're voting for morality, you would think about things like the fact that black people are dying. But Joe Biden did not show up at a rapid rate. You can even see in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where Jacob Blake died or was killed, people still voted for Trump in that county. And so therefore, people really needed, as I was saying, a specific plan for African Americans and people of color and people dying of pre-existing conditions. What's the exact health care plans moving forward? And I think both parties failed to do that. And so things pretty much stayed similar to 2016.
But Lindsay, I'm going to push back everything you're saying is right, and I shouldn't even say anything. I should have just moved on. But those are your issues as a single issue voter, right? Or you mentioned many issues.
No, I'm not a single issue voter,
Right,
and they're not my issue. It's more of a humanitarian issue to me. So if you're seeing that, it's just like we talk about 9/11. So if that building is on fire, we're not campaigning then for all buildings in America and in the country. So black people are actually dying at a rapid rate. That's actual facts and numbers by police at the hands of police, and nothing is being done to counteract what's happening. That's why people took to the streets in all countries in a massive way for African Americans. So it's not personally my opinion, and it's not even political. It's just about saving lives. And if you have somebody in your family that may have a pre-existing condition that now has no care, because now we intend to remove Obamacare in the future with no plan to replace it if President Trump does win, that's something that's not a political issue. That's just something where you have family that matters. So I think it's an easy route to be able to say, hey, this doesn't affect me personally, so yes, I'm moving in these directions. But there's other people that are not talking about politics, that are talking about humanitarians and humanity, and really want to figure out answers, because whoever wins as president needs to bring the country together and figure out how to be a leader and handle some of these issues that we're having in this country.
All right, I have to rebut here. I know we're running out of time. But listen, I shouldn't even have came onto this hill for this fight because it's not my fight. But those are your issues, Lindsay. There's other people out there that have their own issues that they're voting for, right? And then if you tell them that if they say I'm voting for Trump because of this certain issue, and you put that in their face, you're basically calling them a racist and you're calling them immoral for not voting for the right candidate. And that's why people do not speak up.
No, it's not about racism. It's just like if you look at something where a president specifically just didn't say, I denounce white supremacy, and told white supremacists to stand back and stand by. And then you and I are friends, Jeff, right? So I'm your black friend, and you have several black friends, Al, sitting right next to you. And so if you can sit there and say that that is something you're going to put to the side and then move forward and say these other issues are more prominent, fine. But know that people in your life are directly affected by some of these things. And that goes for Joe Biden as well. So if he's doing something like the crime bill, and I have friends and family members that have been put in jail specifically for weed, then that's an issue. So that's what I'm saying is, like, you no longer can just look at an election and say, hey, this is my one issue that impacts me, especially if you call yourself a man of the people and have friends that are diverse and from all different backgrounds, walks of life. You have to understand that these people are all affected, including your family, probably somebody that you know really closely and care about deeply.
Right, and I think you're proving my point, though. I'm not speaking for myself, Lindsay. Like you said, I'm speaking for the other half of the country that voted for Trump. But I mean, I'm going to leave it here because I think we're getting in a little deep here. But it's just my thing. If you vote one way, you're cast this way.
Well, yeah, if it's
in public.
And what Lindsay's saying, and I'll just end here, is that if it's a moral issue, that does lead to your character. If it's about people,
but you might say that doesn't affect
immoral.
me. I think some people like that doesn't affect me. And Lindsay, I completely see what you're saying, and Jeff, I completely see what you're saying. But I do think there's some people that are like, I don't really barely know any black people. My issues are abortion, or my issues are this town
and
having a factory.
Too. That's morality
and
too.
And they might say, I'm sorry about George Floyd, but that can't affect my family's dinner table. I think that's
interesting.
What
Let's get
some people think that way because they don't know any black people. They live in a bubble.
That's sad.
You know?
Very true. Let's get to the megaphone. We got 66% of you thinking Joe Biden is going to win. We got 34% of you, that same base, Donald Trump, they think will win. Well, interesting convo coming up on DBL. Recreational drugs were on the ballot in several states. We'll tell you which ones were just decriminalized. Substances like heroin and cocaine. Plus, viral videos that are helping take the edge off the morning after Election Day. We can't get enough of these goats.
See yourself.
Welcome back to DBL. In more and more states, people are voting in favor of decriminalizing drugs. But this surprised me, and I want to know what you guys have to say about it. Oregon made history yesterday, becoming the first state to decriminalize small amounts of street drugs, including heroin and cocaine. Voters in my hometown of D.C. approved a measure that will decriminalize magic mushrooms and other psychedelic drugs. Meantime, a number of states approved measures legalizing marijuana for adults, including Arizona, New Jersey, South Dakota, and Montana. Medical marijuana was approved by voters in Mississippi. All right, I want to get back into the heroin discussion and talk to you guys. I'm not really okay with decriminalizing heroin, only because of the amount of the addictive exponential rate that if you try it once, you're sort of hooked. I understand magic mushrooms and LSD and other microdosing for vets and other things, but to me, heroin, making that criminal is a deterrent, and we just took that away and said, go ahead and try it. Am I wrong?
I don't think somebody that's about to shoot up heroin right now is like, oh no, I'm worried that the law is going to get me. I think that we've tried it, Lindsay, Jeff, and Tori. with the criminalizing drugs, throwing people in jail, and the war on drugs and the war on opioids, or whatever we're calling that war, and it hasn't worked. Clearly, it hasn't worked.
I hear you with marijuana, but I don't agree with heroin.
The government gave everybody heroin with Big Pharma. What do you think OxyContin is? That's just another derivative of heroin in a pretty package.
So why make it an easier sliding scale by even decriminalizing actual street drugs?
I don't think people are going to try heroin because it's legal. If it was legal to hit yourself in the head with a bowling ball, would you do it? I don't think people do that because it's legal or illegal.
You don't think it's a deterrent to make it a...
I don't think it is at all.
Okay, Jeff, what do you think?
I don't know.
You can come at me, that's fine.
No. Well, trust me, I know. I don't need permission. But listen, I'm kind of with you on this one, Tori. And I'm kind of with Al because of what his Big Pharma, that was a good argument, Al, because it's true. What's the difference if you're doing it illegally in Big Pharma or people are getting off the streets at a cheaper price?
Because it's regulated and there's FDA approved.
But here's what I'm saying. We're trying to pull those reins back a little with Big Pharma, right? Doctors are getting more in trouble. They can't write as many prescriptions. We're trying to pull those reins back, but then on the streets, we're going to let those reins go a little bit. So I am on the fence with both you guys. I've talked a lot. I think you guys battle it out.
I want to hear, Lindsay, what's your take on, again, I am for legalizing marijuana, and I'm also for letting a lot of black and brown people out of jail because they are in jail because of weed, small amounts. But heroin, for me, makes me uncomfortable. Lindsay, am I being like too much? What do you think?
Al talks about this a lot, about the mental health aspect and about the addiction aspect. And I think that a lot of people, like he was just saying, are not using those things for leisure. A lot of it is, addiction. And so I think we have to address those and really handle those type of things in different ways than just criminalizing or locking people up.
Right.
Because people probably need serious help, and we should look at those solutions as opposed to jail time.
And that's what someone wrote in, Tori. They're not legal. It's just that they get treatment instead of jail. And of course, I'm okay with that. I'm just worried a slippery slope with stuff like heroin because it's so addictive, and I just worry. Maybe I'm being uptight. Come at me. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Smoke signals.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, come at me. Come up on DBL.
Leave me alone.
It's a video that's going viral all over again. What's gotten into these goats? Crazy viral videos are next. Welcome back to DBL. This should come as no surprise. As Americans anxiously awaited the election results, Google searches for liquor stores near me hit an all-time high.
That's embarrassing.
Google reported the most searches in liquor in Delaware, Maryland, Tennessee, and Georgia. We get it. You might be feeling a little stressed, just a little. So we found some.
And by the way, I said that's embarrassing because if you're a drinker, you should know where your liquor store is. You should know the guy that works there.
Okay, so we found out some videos to capture the mood of us all, like this one of a dad playing basketball with his son. What could go wrong? That's cute. Take a look.
Do it again. No. Good. You don't know me. Have.
Well, there you go.
That's all. I can't watch this. The terrifying moment. I'm terrified of whales. When a humpback whale suddenly topples over two women in a kayak in California, almost swallowing them before spitting them back out. Again, my hand is on the TV. I cannot look. Luckily, no one was hurt.
Tori, you did really well with that. You can put your hands down.
Is it gone?
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
That's a rare club.
That's the story
cool.
of a lifetime.
What a
And
whale.
you have video footage?
You're with me. I'm with you on this.
What a whale of a story. Finally, a video of some goats, thank you, Lindsey Granger, a video of some goats screaming like humans, I don't know why I laugh, is once again trending on social media. I think we can all relate. Please take a look.
Why is that so funny?
I don't know. It just really gets some people. Lindsay, did that get you? It looks like it did.
That is ridiculous, and you know I'm easily tickled.
I was about to say Lindsay doesn't count.
didn't-
Lindsay is just Lindsay was born giggling. If you had an album, that would be the name of
Excuse
it.
me.
Born giggling.
The whale of a situation, Tori. That was a good one.
Thank
That
you
has-
so much.
Stop it, Lindsay.
You have to play on the word like blubber. You can't just use the same word.
No, because you could
It's
say
like
you had a
rapping
whale
the
of a
same
good
word.
No, because you could say you have a
You
whale
could
of a
say,
good
oh
time.
my God, I have like a whale of a thing.
It's
so
like
it's like a
rapping the
whale of
same
an
word. It's
experience.
weak. You
literally
can't-
got-
No.
No one's
I
ever said
hope-
I've had a whale of an experience, Lindsay, and you
people
know
have.
it.
Also, I wanted to let you guys know. do you
Excuse
know,
me.
No one's ever said that. Oh, how was the swimming trip? I had a whale of an experience. Nobody's ever said that.
I have. Just so you know, yelling for goats, they yell for their moms, for food, and when they can't find, so they're like kids, they just scream like children.
Oh, okay.
Good Google search.
We'll be right back.
Oh, goats, babies.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Love that at DBL.
We get to tell it like it is,
I think it's just social norms. I just blew up your whole argument.
even when things get a little heated.
Things are crazy right now.
We have to have conversation about this.
What the hell am I being nice for?
You're always gonna see us 100% real.
That's unbelievable, okay?
But it's not just what we think.
We want to hear your opinions.
So join the conversation
If you disagree with us, that's A-okay.
Not with me.
because we love talking about what you're talking about.
Welcome back to DBL. It's open enrollment season, which means scammers are preying on consumers right now like you. So we're chatting about it in this DBL Health Alert presented by Health Markets. First, be very cautious of who contacts you unsolicited. A majority of scammers are going to call and ask for your Medicare number or personal information to enroll. Real Medicare reps do not contact you by phone unless you have already enrolled. Second, always decline promotional gifts. If someone's offering you a discount or a free gift, in exchange for your Medicare ID, think twice. And third, be cautious of free health screenings. Scammers use this as a tactic to lure people in for their personal info. When it comes to your health, to find the best and most cost-effective Medicare Advantage plan, call 1-800-9974. What do you think about that?
I agree, and I also say this, Jeff, Lindsay, go with your gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes if somebody calls you and they just sound weird or they're asking for something, you're like, no one's ever asked for that as long as I've been on this planet. Why do you need my social security number? Just wait, Google. Is this a legit number that I just got a call from? Is this a legitimate company? Let me call somebody. So go with your gut.
Let's make sure we get it to 1-800-800-9. We'll show it again before. DBL 1-800-800-9974. Sorry for that mistake. DBL's new every day. Great convo. Love y'all.
Bye.